Okay, welcome back, Twitch and YouTube, to what is effectively Act 7 on the Path of Exile Hollow Palm Technique build. I see no reason not to get going now that I've got everything ready as far as this character is concerned. We should just literally be able to fly through Act 7 real quick. The only change I've made since the last act is I have added a few more skill gems, supporting skill gems. I think the biggest one that's going to make a difference is I have added faster attacks to the Cyclone. Which means right now I think Cyclone actually has even higher single target damage than the Frenzy of Onslaught, so I'm just going to be using Cyclone basically the entire act because of that. And of course I found one of the yankiest rares I could, 5 seconds hit, but as you can see, the build doesn't have any real emergency problems when running into those sort of guys. In this zone, I believe there is one optional we can find, so if I see it through the fog war, I'll pick it up. And in this case, I believe it gives us more...
I'm not up to that just yet.
respec points. Which again, optimizing this build in the long run will probably be very respec point expensive. Even though right now I don't need to use a lot of respec points. It's just mainly in... Oops. I turned off. I need to move those for Q and W. Where I lost the train of thought. When I was that I had more mana than I should have. The build obviously is not all that complex necessarily on initial building. It's just adjusting and updating and improving the cluster jewels. That's going to be very respec intensive. Oh, the faster attacks, it's even better. So right now, Cyclone is effectively 3-link. I've got it on Mana Leech on it, so that we can be mana stable. I've got it on faster attacks just so we hit more. And that's really all that's going into the build currently. Going into the attack skill currently, besides the Hollow Palm technique. And we do have no weapon on this build, so Hollow Palm technique is basically the source of all this build's damage. Forbidden Sanctum. This is probably not a very good build for Forbidden Sanctum, seeing as you gotta be so up close and personal. Granted, I've never been good at Forbidden Sanctum, so maybe this is a good build for it, for a person who's good at Forbidden Sanctum. The boots probably won't be any good because they're armor evasion, and our build probably just wants, well, armor evasion or armor energy shield? If it's armor evasion, it'd be probably possibly good, but if it's armor evasion, or armor energy shield, we want evasion on our boots. Vision Dex boots. That's really what we want. Here we go. Into the crypt. So we need to go find our pseudo map here. That's the main quest. Yeah, and for a build that's basically attack speed, it's very much a very attack speed build at the moment. The build does quite a bit of damage. I believe the belt, which I have on, the unique belt I have on, is providing some leash life. So something I might try doing later on is, whenever I sort out getting more links on the body, trying to swap over to leash life on the body for the linking, like the 4th link or something like that. So we can swap to a little bit better of a belt. Really the main thing the belt's giving us right now is like better flasks and life leech, and that's it. Now, I suppose at the moment that's all we need, right? It's providing what we need, and it's not giving us what we don't need. Let's see what I can drop off while I'm here. It's you that I got something for? Yeah. We'll go earlier on that husk. I don't think it's going to be useful or good, but it might be. Maybe. The boots are no. No, the boots are something we are looking for, just those boots aren't what we're looking for. No, we'll Tricon, we'll pick it up. It's probably not what we want, but it could be. Build a corpse exploder. Yeah, for a lot of this is going to be basically, if it's in our way, we kill it just because we have the damage to kill it. And being able to cyclone through things kind of makes killing all the ads fairly easy. And then we are stalling for the occasional rare just because, okay, they take more time, but in theory they give us more reward for the given amount of time. And we are looking for specific types of gear, so the more we kill, the more likely we find the gear we're looking for. Toss the map in, activate the map device, and off to go find Malagaro.
The proper feel of the world.
It down there. So in this map, Malagaro's like chamber is behind 2 bridges. So basically, we're running around each island until we find the bridge to the next island for speedrunning purposes on this map. So there's the bridge. And because right now the Cyclone's on a 3-link, the Cyclone just has higher damage than the Frenzy of Onslaught. If they were on like a pseudo 3-link, hooked up to the same gems for single target, the Frenzy of Onslaught would still be better. But just because I have the attack speed on Cyclone right now, the Cyclone is, I think, more damage in all circumstances. So I suppose in certain circumstances it might be worth Frenzy of Onslaughting a guy 3 times just to get the Frenzy charges. That might be a thing to think about. And there's Malagaro. Ah, the fun that is arcane armor and cyclone. One of the biggest defenses that you can use in the game is just keep moving. And Cyclone's really good for just keep moving. And with that, Malagaro will die shortly. Let's try not to walk right into his attack when we can avoid it. And like that, he's dead. Like Vendom, we can't use a shield because we're on a build that doesn't use shields. Yeah, I can maybe make that work. Not gonna make that work, but could maybe make that work.
Our brutal construction is complete.
Oops. Let's take the portal out. And into the Chamber Secrets level 2. Again, this is a zone with a lab, with one of the lab challenges. So, if it's not your first time through, you want to go find that lab challenge and complete it so that you can do lab number 2. As I'm going here looking for the exit, I may accidentally find it. Even if I find it, I won't end up doing it. I'll just tell you that that's what I just found, if I find it. This is obviously, as I've done more than one build run on this server, this is obviously not the first character on the server. So this character doesn't need to do it. It will need to do the laboratories, but it won't need to do the lab trials to get into the laboratory. Oh, and here's the lab, for example. So that's where the lab trial is on this map seed. Pick up the might be a build a brewing item. Probably won't be, but it might be. It's worth checking. Here we go. This is the path to the next zone. So we need to go over to where that exclamation point is. And go to the waypoint. Memory serves, Act 7 does have, I think, all of the gods in the Act will give you a skill point. Not sure about the mandatory one. And then there's one additional skill point you can get from an optional quest. Same person we handed to that we did for the respec points, but it's a different side quest. But it gets handed to the same person. Ooh, we're reminded.
I'm not up to that just yet.
So I think we skipped this optional in Act 2. The bear that gets turned into that skeleton. But we obviously, well, he's not always in the way when you come running through here in Act 7, but he's frequently on the way. He is, in theory, worth more XP than a normal rare, so he's worth killing. These guys might not be worth killing. One of the regen isn't worth killing. Regen plus endurance charge when hit on a attack speed build? Yeah, he's not going to die anytime soon. And another zone down.
There's still a chance these fields can heal. If I can put a stop to this.
Okay, so tag the waypoint. As far as I'm aware, there's no optional quest in this zone. And the Anna and her beasts, as far as I'm concerned, aren't worth the time effort reward. Kill them in Axe. I probably will kill them in maps, but in Axe they're not really worth the effort. Bleeds hit hard. And yeah, as is the case frequently, just the ability to keep moving and attacking at the same time is one of the best defenses you can have in the game sometimes. one of the gods defeated.
Turn away the tyrant's face.
Come on, Sin. Land, I want to say hello and see the gods worth actually using.
The gods seem to damage nature.
Reduce physical damage. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm on board with that. That makes sense. 25% physical damage taken while moving, and moving while bleeding does not make me take extra damage, which is something I like on this build because I like to keep moving. This is a build that's going to make use of a lot of cluster duels. So running the content that, in theory, makes them spawn is not a bad idea. We're not getting any dropping in Axe yet. I think just because it's not guaranteed to drop at level tier 3 in Axe. In maps, you'd get one guaranteed to drop, but I haven't seen any drop yet in Axe. Well, I haven't seen any good ones drop in Axe. I've seen a couple drop, and it's not been happening 100% of the time. In this zone, there is a side area that we need to go into, besides just passing through. For the Fireflies, there's also an optional boss in there. I don't see any reason this build can't take the optional boss like right this moment. So if we go down there, we will face some optional boss. I might need to go back to town to clear the inventory out a bit. Yeah. Stop. Teasing me. Game. No, I have the space if you could just, understand how maximizing inventory space goes. So, is the armor any good? For this build, no, and I'm not going to hang on to it because I don't have the bank space for later builds. Anyway, I think I have enough space to at least get all the Fireflies before we leave. Yeah, as far as clearing things and just farming guys, this is a very convenient build just for rolling through maps, looking for things of interest. Oh, the woes of inventory problems. If I hoarded less stuff, I'd have less problems. Not this build. Not this build either. Just chuck the junk overboard. To be fair, I probably have that unique staff, so that's probably also junk as well, but... zooming down. Rare. Scroll Wisdom isn't worth picking up right now. No, apparently, like 5 seconds later, decided picking up 2 is worth my time. Don't know if the math really checks out there, but you know. There's the missing ones. Okay, those are the fireflies I need to deliver. And I have to deliver them to a specific spot, so I can't just teleport back to town to get rid of them. Let's quickly deal with this this boss before we teleport out. Well, good to know I can take the slam to the face and not instantly die. I'm gonna start moving over to getting the spell suppression. Spell suppression I'm planning on getting. I'm pretty sure we don't want this god's ability.
My mother called you the porcelain.
Physical damage for every hit you've taken. Yeah, no.
I never thought you were real.
Getting our character's opinion on the pantheon in the game. Oh, didn't have that one. Good to know. That didn't work out. I didn't want any of the existing... No, I'm not picking you up. You can stay there. Didn't want any of my existing items that I've looted. Almost. Actually, no, I think I do want that. I'll figure out how to get you properly working when we're done with the act. Right now, into the vendor goes the rest of the junk.
Farewell.
Oops. I do want my skill points. Bunch of skill points. Uh, 42% chance to suppress, so we grab all those and we went closer to 75. 100-ish zone. Okay. Back to the northern forest, which will be partially explored from when we were here before. Now we just want to find the way out. Into the causeway. So there is one optional side quest in this zone that I believe gives us a skill point if we pick it up, but it should be near the exit, so don't need to necessarily go looking very deep in the zone to find it. accidentally activated my Quicksilver earlier than I needed to. What were those boots? Scholar boots. Not interested in scholar boots. Those maps, I do those, but here in Act 7, I just want to get quicker onto the end game, where they'll be more lucrative. Amulet might be interesting. Depends when it's rolled. Maybe hat? Rest of that is either not usable or isn't going to be usable in this build at least. And here's the optional. Pick the Kishra Star, drop that off to Waylon. Get ourselves a skill point later. This build doesn't use gloves at all, so go ahead, gloves aren't even worth going back to pick up. To be fair, I think every build I have on right now on the server is doesn't use gloves. Doesn't use non-unit gloves at least. Give me your XP and loot.
Corrupted creature.
Which is XP. And here's the exit. Yay! We're level 55 and level 54 zone. That's the magic of killing everything that gets in your way. This is an unusual version of this map. It usually goes off to the right there, not the left this time, like this time. catapults might be useful, but that's just going to be a roll of the dice whether they are or not.
The 3-round challenger returns.
3-round challengers not even taking up the challenge today, so not even gonna dignify your challenge to my challenge. Came in the bottom left, so going out the top right is probably the way to go. And it was. And the second level. This is very much the Spider Temple of Doom. All the spiders. Oh no, the bridge is out. If only I had a teleport skill. Yeah, Dash does not quite have the range to cross that bit. I think Flame Dash does, but normal Dash doesn't. It's a sad day. Nope. Door's closed. Open the door, please. Sometimes the biggest bane in this game is how to get through the door. Oof. Exploding corpses almost got me there. And that would have been entirely because I don't have any good Karis resist. Yeah, another level done. Floor down, whatever you want to call it. Door open, please. There we go. That should be the last time we go down the stairs, unless I miscounted. before I do the boss, let's go back to town and get our last skill point. Conveniently, Whalam
So,
is reasonably close to the portal.
always keep your eyes on the horizon.
Junk. Almost junk. Well, do you just guess I can make something useful out of you? And the rest is junk. Okay.
Hello.
Vendor taking my junk.
Journey well.
That amulet was almost good enough, with it being a dex amulet.
Be well. Greeting.
Stash, please. Thanks. Because dex is damage, but we have too much resistance on our amulet at the moment, that I don't think the level dex on it is enough to compensate for the loss of resists. And we spin for damage. Well, that's Act 1 of the boss down. Let's get our charges. Yeah, I can spin it. And there goes the boss. So from the start of the video to defeating the boss, we did that in about 45 minutes.
Death is the
That's with
true
me
climb
not being
of
specifically
the
that great at speed running.
Many
So if you're better at the build than I am, then you probably could run it even faster.
Lust die with you, Arakali.
Cannot be stunned. Well, let's do the reduced damage from damage over time. You know, we'll clear the exclamation point. And I will end this YouTube video when we get into the town, which is just the end of the zone. If you're watching on Twitch, it did go quickly enough, the act did go quickly enough that I will go ahead and not actually end the stream. There will be another part. I'm just going to divide it into a different part for the YouTube video. So I will take a short break between this part and the next part to stretch my legs. As well as I will update the POB. I might even show Twitch how I'm cracking the POB. I've been saving the items and passive skill tree at the end of every act and the end of every lab, just to show how the build evolves for the after action report. So I need to take a moment when we end the act to do that. but I usually do that when we actually get into the main town of the act and not just technically clearing the boss, so. Well, that wouldn't take me very much longer. We're almost there. Some days I wonder why I even try to open those. If I'm looking for gold in the post-game, at the moment they're pretty good, but they're not necessarily worth it in the acts. Though, decent bundle of XP in a small area. Okay, so
Disease
that
has
is
infected
the
some.
end, effectively, of Act 7. So if you've been watching along on YouTube, hope you've been enjoying it. This is where I'm going to put the break as far as the YouTube video is concerned. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a quick stretch break, and then we'll continue. So I'm just going to mute the mic while I'm on the stretch break. So if you're watching on YouTube, see you in the next episode. If you're watching on Twitch, I'll be right back.